What's up, guys? I'm at the Hobbits hovel in Cheshunt, North London, with Jerome Bloom, none other than the Halfpenny King. How are you, Jerome?
Good, thanks. Yep.
Awesome.
In the shed.
Pleasure to be here, my friend. And yeah, this is the infamous shed. We've seen those scales, these implements so many times. Can you give us a little talk through of all these things on your wall?
Yeah, so I used to be a gripper guy, so I've got a lot of grippers. If you're into arm wrestling, parallel grip, don't bother with these. I've got stuff from Hawaii, from John Oka.
That's who's that on Instagram?
Lazy Faka, I think he's called. Yeah, it's quite a funny name.
It sounds rude, but it's not.
Honestly, he's a brilliant guy. He's very creative, and he'll make these things. He just charges you for postage. Brilliant.
Could you make the singing bowl sing for us?
Yeah. So, well, if you're gonna lift, make sure you got somewhere to keep these. So.
Oh. Beautiful.
I've got every record in that, I think, so for no surprises there. But it looks really easy, and people think, oh, I can lift everything on that, and then they don't realise their hand collapses. You know, so no, a lot of things look easy and they're not. So Finland. So this is except that one. Pekka Sala, who made these, really good stuff. Pekka Sala's famous for this one, the Finnish ball.
Yeah.
Famous.
Yeah, that's the infamous one.
Otto Voima, that's his company. I don't know what it means. King Kong, our big grip championships, we tend to use this thing. It's lovely grab ball, love it. We've got horns, various horns, we've got claw grip things. I've got all these impressive looking plates, you know, so we've got sort of steel plates that we do hub lifting with.
We've done those at Grip Fest in the past, haven't we?
Yeah, we've done there's a couple of people who've managed the 20 kilo.
Do you want to showcase the ones that we've got coming up at future Grip Fest?
Yeah, well, I've got a nice little one. So this is for humans.
Yeah.
And then you've got ones for freaks. Then there's ones for gods. This is a 25 kilo plate.
And you're working towards lifting that yourself?
Yeah. Well, I've lifted that kind of plate before, but at the moment I've been doing so much arm wrestling, forget it, you know.
Yeah.
What do we have? So we've got things aimed for arm wrestlers. So this is you've probably seen the bronze one. So bronze Mobius.
Yeah, it's iconic, yeah.
So we've got this is a 3D printed version, and it's for arm wrestlers, so if you've got your hand control and thumb strength. But no, I'm kind of more of a grip guy. I'm very good at. I love hub lifting. So we've got things like the famous Iron Mind hub. So it's there's a lot of things here that have been trained for a long time. This is the original. That's the first adjustable thick bar. It's David Horn's prototype. So if you ever see anyone having world records on these things, that's the original one.
So what about your namesake, the halfpenny?
So that's the halfpenny. That's the real thing.
That's the actual one with the world
record.
That's
the actual one. The world record was on this one. Yeah, and it looks rough, but if I clean it, it's actually not as rough as you'd think. I tend to try not to rust these. These will rust because it's a shed.
Yeah. That's pretty smooth. I felt it earlier. It's really smooth.
Yeah, David Horn's one was rough.
Okay.
It really was. In fact, it was so rough I would feel wrong when I lifted it, and I wouldn't. I would sometimes have to kind of do a lot of practice lifts. That's the original inch pinch. So if you see Lucas Raymond, he has the inch pinch, and he'd asked me for permission to copy it. Even though it was not mine, I bought it on eBay about 15 years ago, and he saw me lifting with this thing. Cool. And so there's the inch pinch was based on that. And then he came up with this one, which is another little mini shallow inch pinch. Really good thing. I know you're probably thinking, wow, this guy's obsessed with key pinch. Pretty much, because I'm good at it. You know, there's things that arm wrestlers are good at. So thick bar, you know, bloody good for arm wrestling, especially if you get your cup. Get a really thick handle. You don't have to have the thickest handle. I think you can use things like wrist developers to work on either side. So preferably you want it to force you open in this direction. So you'd be rolling it on the thumb side. It'd be forcing your hand over there, and it's actually your thumb that will control it. So for arm wrestling, you'd want your thumb to be able to stop it from rotating out, and you're controlling it in this direction.
So you actually created the 3 Grip Fest challenges because they were a strong crossover to the arm wrestling strengths?
Yeah, that was the idea. I mean, I wanted to find things that are useless, like the 1-inch lift. I mean, that, you know, timed hold of 150 kilos in one arm, that's not going to be any use for arm wrestling. But something where you've got hand control, you know, you need something where you've got a bit of supportive, you know, something that's going to be relevant on your hand control, something on your, you know, that's going to test people. Hub lift, I personally think is really good for arm wrestling because your thumb stays still. It's just like your control. Your thumb stays still and your fingers do the work. Yeah. So a good claw grip, you've got to use your fingers against your thumb. So especially something very shallow. This is the ball ring hub from over from the States, and you really pull against that. You know, I would say if you want something, you just get a jar, plastic tube, bit of a drain pipe, something that you can get like a kind of this sort of shape on, you know. Yeah. And then claw grip, and you can literally sort of fire off those fingertips, you know, put weights on it. My brother did that. He got like a bit of a plastic pipe, weights off the bottom, perfect. Yeah, awesome. It works. Yeah.
What would be your one favourite thing in this entire building?
Oh well, my favourite one at the moment is the grab ball, because it's wonderful for your supportive and your thumb. It's just fantastic. You know, it's like if you grab at it, it's wrong. You know, you're going to get heavier and heavier with a bit of patience. You just sort of, it's one of those things, you'll fail and then you'll go out and then you'll think, I want to try again. You come back in, you nail another lift, even more weight. You can keep going up and up on that. I love it. And it doesn't seem to matter how big or small your hands are, because I've got little hands, but I can lift more than most people on that. So sort of it really sits well in the hand. This is from the Fat Bastard Barbell Company. So he's called Andrew Pankt. He's the guy who organises the King Kong Grip Championship.
Oh yes, I know.
And they do some lovely products, really nice stuff. Don't worry if it rusts a few days into buying it. it's just life. I tend to chalk things up the first day I get them, you know, and it tends to sort of slow the rust a little bit, but it's going to rust a bit, you can't really help it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jerome. We're going to play around with a few of these implements now, see what we're capable of, or see what you're capable of. But yeah, thank you very much for having me. Much appreciated, my friend. And Jerome Bloom's iconic grip gym.
Perfect for 5'2", not so good if you're over 6 foot.
Yeah, I could just about fit.
So singing bowl.
Ooh.
If you engage the thumb, so the thumb's actually straight, but you've got to feel it in there.
Yeah. So you're tucking it right the way in.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
And try not to, you've got to be quite straight, or if it moves too much you'll tear your thumb.
Okay, let's try that.
Difficult. Yeah, you've got to use your thumb. Yeah, man! Great stuff.